This is everything I took to backpack Europe. Welcome to Gear and Go. I'm LK, and today we're going to be talking about backpacking Europe. The ultimate packing list, what I took, what was good, what was bad, what I'd change next time. Stick around for all the tips. I hope this helps you plan your trip. If you're anything like me and you're planning a trip to Europe or backpacking anywhere for that matter, you're probably wondering what to take. And if you're as obsessive as I was, you're watching every video you can find on the internet, on YouTube, you're reading Reddit, you're reading blog posts from 2012. It's a whole deal. In this video, I want to take you guys item by item as fast as possible and tell you everything I took on my trip as we unpack together. So let's jump right in. First up, one of two pairs of shoes I brought. These are black Blundstones, just like the classic Chelsea boots. They're waterproof, which is a huge reason I brought them. They also have pretty good tread. One of our destinations was Iceland, and we went on a glacier hike. So these were really fantastic for doing that, even though we added crampons on top of them. And also, anytime it rained or if I just wanted to wear my boots instead of sneakers, these are fantastic. They are bulky, and they do fit in the bag. I checked. But to be honest, I wouldn't change anything. I would definitely take these guys every single time. So let's move on to the rest of the travel outfit. My normal travel day outfit consisted of a cotton t-shirt. This one's from Uniqlo. I'm particularly fond of Uniqlo, the way that they fit. They're pretty thick, which is nice, but they're still breathable. They're 100% cotton, and they're like $15, unless you can get them on sale for like $8. So can't get any better than that. Next up would be my jeans. You will hear a lot of opinions about jeans, and people say don't bring them, jeans are the devil. But honestly, I disagree. I love my jeans. At the time, these were my favorite pair of jeans. I haven't really worn them since. I don't know if that's connected to wearing them for 30 days straight, but I like jeans. I like that they can look a little more elevated. Now let's talk about my daily bag. This is the Baggu Crescent in medium. It's black. It's got a nylon surface. This bag was all the rage the past like 2-ish years maybe, and I feel like I jumped on the trend late, but I love it. It's got to be like one of my favorite bags that I have. It's super cute on. You can see. You can wear it in the front, which is really nice if you're worried about pickpockets. You can wear it on the side, or you can wear it all the way in the back. So really versatile bag and surprisingly roomy, as you're gonna see. So let's unpack this together. First up, we have the jacket that I wore most days. It's a thin, breathable bomber type jacket. I got it from Lululemon. I got it on sale right before my trip. It was kind of an impulse purchase, and it ended up being my go-to jacket, especially as we moved into the warmer cities, but I needed something light to throw on at night or in a restaurant, in a museum, things like that. So I really loved this jacket, especially on travel days too. It's super soft. The next thing that I had in my bag, definitely the heaviest thing I brought on the trip, is my camera. This is a Canon Rebel T6. It's just what I had already. I really like using it. Right now I have a different lens on here than the one that I actually took. I took a zoom lens to have maximum versatility for landscapes, for portraits, everything in between. Now the real question, would I bring a camera again? Personally, I would. I loved having my camera. I love photography and getting to exercise that creative medium and having those pictures. I think that there's a special place in my heart for camera photos, kind of a nostalgia, and it definitely is better quality photos in a lot of scenarios than my phone. As great as phones are, you can tell the photos are taken on a phone as opposed to a true camera. I also just love the experience, and it's nice to not use my phone battery as much while traveling. So I would take the camera again, definitely give it a thought of whether you're actually going to use it or not, because you don't want to carry it around, risk it getting broken or stolen if you're not going to use it. And it's a lot of extra weight. So definitely think about that. Next, I have this little accessory bag for my camera. This actually originally came, let me bring the camera back out, with this strap that I had, wrist strap. This is the Peak Design wrist strap. I love it. I'm obsessed. I've recommended it to so many people. I can drop my camera and it won't fall, which is fantastic. Super easy. It made me feel more secure in cities too. My camera couldn't get yanked out of my hand or knocked out of my hand. But the carrying case that it came with ended up being really convenient for things like my SD card reader, extra SD cards and cases, things like that. The charger would fit in here. Super nice. Highly recommend just having a little pouch for tech. The next thing I brought with me was a journal and pen. Now, if you can see, this is a book and not a journal, but I actually can't find a journal the right size. So this is about the size journal I had, just something small to keep all my memories in, and I am so thankful I did. I love rereading my journal. Next up is my Kindle, my handy dandy Kindle, and then I have this little strap that I got for it, and I love it. This setup, of course, is not like reading a paper book, but when you are one bagging, or 1.5 bagging, technically, as I did, you just need something small and portable. It was really nice. It's got a super long battery life. I actually forgot the charger back in the States when I left, and it's just USB-C, so I could have used any charger, but it lasted the whole month, and I read on it almost every single day, so I'm pretty impressed with that. You can't beat this. Next, I just kept some lotion, and I think some hand sanitizer in here as well, just to like have it around. And then, of course, things like your wallet go in here. Definitely separate some of your cards and cash in multiple bags in multiple places, but that's pretty much it for this bag. Now let's get into the big kahuna. My backpack. I love my backpack. Anyways, yes, the backpack. What backpack do I have? This is a super personal decision, and a lot of people use what they already have, which is great. At the time, before my trip, I did not have a suitable backpack, so I did what every obsessive person does when they're prepping for a trip. I researched the heck out of backpacks, watched every single video, and went to REI and tried a ton. For me, I wanted a backpack that had a frame in it, as you can hopefully see, had a frame. It's got a really nice frame. The torso length, I actually measured my own torso and then compared it to the bag when I was shopping. This one, the reason that I like it is that I can use it for urban backpacking like I did for this trip, or backpacking on the trail. That was the #1 qualification for me. I did not want to have to buy 2 separate backpacks, since I like to go backpacking in the woods too. So this one in particular, I will do a more in-depth video on how I chose my backpacks in the future, but just for a quick overview, this is a Gregory. This is the Gregory Jade 38. It's in what I believe to be a discontinued color. I bought it used from REI, from their garage sale section, and I think it was the perfect size. Any bigger, and I would have had an unnecessary amount of room, probably would have ended up overpacking. Any smaller, and I could have done it, but I would not have had room for things that I brought home, like little postcards or a couple of the things that I'll get into. So that's the backpack. Now, I have it packed almost exactly how I packed it on my trip. Every single day, I would unpack certain parts of this guy and then repack it at night, especially if it was a travel day the next day. So we're just gonna go through piece by piece and talk about what's in here. Let's start with the main pocket. This one opens at the top, which I really like. You can open it from the front here as well, which I used occasionally, but not very often. I found it inconvenient, so we're just gonna go from the top. Here's a nice drawstring opener. All right, so let's get started. Things I always kept on top. #1, this sweater. This is a merino wool sweater by Cool, and I loved it as a good throw on top of anything sweater. It could layer pretty easily. It looks a little nicer. But the main reason I brought it is actually for the portion of the trip that we were in Iceland when it was super cold and below freezing. So love that sweater. But I did keep it on top to be able to access it easily depending on if I was chilly and needed it. The other thing I also kept packed on top for the same reason is my raincoat. Raincoat. I hate raincoats. I hate them. with all my heart. I don't like the noise they make, I don't like the way they feel, and I don't like how bulky they are. But they are a necessity, so had to keep it. Oh, and also, if I knew it was going to rain that day, or like if it looked like it was going to rain that day, I would throw my raincoat into my bagoo and take it out with me when we were sightseeing or going out and about. All right, next up, just a little random bag. If you're a girl, you know what this is. It's the essentials. Gotta have it. No way around it. No need to talk about it though. Next, my other pair of shoes. Like I mentioned, I brought my Blundstones and I wore those a lot. Especially in Iceland, I didn't take those off my feet. But I will say, what I wore, especially toward the end of the trip when we were in warmer places like Italy, was these sneakers. These are Reeboks. I don't really know which ones. They're just kind of the classic ones. Super comfortable for me, and they matched with everything. They got really beat up during the trip, and I don't know. It's kind of fun. But Reeboks. I really liked them. Thought they were super comfortable. Sneakers are important. Find ones that fit your feet and that you can walk 20, 30,000 steps a day in. Again, very personal decision. Next up, we have this bag. This is the Patagonia Black Hole 1 liter, I think. I love these packing cubes. Oh my gosh. I have always been a packing cube person, but the Patagonia ones, I swear, it's like the name says. They are black holes. So in this one, I had things like my undergarments, socks, things like that. My swimsuit is in here. Yeah, I took one swimsuit with me just as to have, especially for Iceland, because we did go in Sky Lagoon, so that was nice to have a swimsuit there. And then the other thing I had in here, aside from socks and things, is my toiletries bag. My toiletries bag I kept really simple. Yours will differ, of course. Castile soap. Castile soap is amazing. This is what I used to do laundry for my clothes. I washed my clothes by hand in the sink for the whole month, and it got it really clean. This is the peppermint one. You can also use this as body wash, which I did in a number of places that did not have toiletries in the shower already. I even used it as shampoo in a pinch one time, and it did an okay job. It got the grease out, so I guess that's all that matters. Next, in this bag, I wear glasses and contacts, so I had those in here. Again, super personal. And then, okay, so the first thing that I picked up on the trip that I wish I would have had, so I included it in my packing list. This is a beautiful little silk scarf that I picked up from a thrift store in Prague. I love it so much, and for the rest of the trip, I ended up wearing this so often. I wore it in my hair sometimes for ponytail or like a half up. I could do it around the neck. It's really versatile and kept me pretty cool, which is nice. But more importantly, it just spiced up an outfit, which was nice. These are all the clothes I took, other than the things that I showed you already. I think it's pretty impressive. This is the Black Hole 3 liter, and we're gonna get into the items themselves. What I like about this is, it has this little, you can hang it. I never did, but you could if you wanted to, which is nice. It also has all these little straps on the side to pick it up with, which is great. Okay. I kept this thing somewhat organized, but one of the things I struggled a lot with when planning for this trip was what clothing to bring. And I think, at least by my standards, I got pretty close to getting the ideal indefinite travel for 4 seasons, well, maybe 3 seasons list. So let's get into it with clothes. We're gonna start with tops. Tops were really hard for me to figure out. I tend to keep a pretty casual style, and if we were going anywhere fancy, I would deal with it when we were there. So, again, Uniqlo shirts. I had 3 of those total. One, the brown one I showed you earlier, that what I would wear on a travel day. And then I had that white one, and then I had a black one. And actually, my last week while I was over there, we passed a huge Uniqlo, and I love these shirts, but I don't feel like paying shipping costs for them. So I picked up a couple more while I was over there and crammed them into my bag to bring back. Okay, next. I did need one shirt that was a little nicer. So I had this top from J. Crew. It's like a dressy casual, business casual, depending on how you wear it, sweater, or a sweater shirt, kind of. Um, it was really hot for some of the days, and I did not get as much use out of this as I wanted to, so I don't think I would bring it again. But I was glad that I had it a couple of times. I think I next time would try to find something more breathable and thinner for a nice top. Next up, we have this little top. It's like a cross between a sports bra and a tank. I actually had two of these on the trip, but I can't find the second one now. I had one in black, and it's really nice. It has a built-in bra, so it's just super comfortable. It kept me cool, but it still looked cute, and I could layer it, which was really nice. Also, on the tank top front, I did take one athletic tank top. All right, next. This was another favorite piece of outerwear for me. By this point, you're probably seeing that I do like outerwear. I like layers. I get cold easily, so if you get hot easily, this might not apply to you. But this linen shirt from H&M, I got this a couple years ago, just like randomly in the summer. It's so soft and comfy, and it layers really well with everything. Next up, the other side of the bag, the pants side of the bag. Pants are also hard to pack. I think clothes in general are just difficult to pack for a trip like this. Okay, pajamas. I'm a pajama girly, through and through. That does not change when I travel, especially when I travel for an extended amount of time. Okay, with the tank top thing, I also brought a pair of athletic shorts, just Lululemon shorts that I already had. I don't think I wore these a single time, to be honest. Would I pack them again? No, I would not pack this or the Lululemon tank top again. Next up, denim shorts. I love these shorts. I wore them so much, so much. Every day that it was above 70 degrees, these shorts were on my body. Other pants I brought. These are discontinued Patagonia pants that I bought used, and I adore them for a few reasons. They're really breathable, which is nice. They have these really thick belt loops that you can clip stuff onto if you need to, but most importantly, they have amazing pockets. This is the front pocket. You have one of these on each side, and then what's amazing is these back pockets have Velcro, and you can stick things like your phone in here, your wallet, and they go like really deep. White pants were fun. They did get dirty. I don't know if I completely thought that through, but they looked pretty cute and they matched with everything. That is one thing that was really important to me with all of these clothes, which, as you can see, the packing cube's empty now. So that covers all the clothes. But one thing that I thought about as I was choosing my clothes over the course of a couple weeks was figuring out what matched with what. I did not want to be in a scenario where half my clothes matched this particular half and then the other half only matched this half, and you have to clean this shirt before you can wear these pants and all that. I didn't want to think about that. People say if you can't get dressed in the dark, like in a dark hostel or something, then you don't have the right wardrobe for traveling. And I think there is some truth to that. Maybe don't take it that extreme. Technically, not every shirt and pair of pants matched, but it was so close that it was almost negligible. So that's all the clothing. Let's move on to the rest of the bag. I lied. There's actually more clothing, but I have a reason for not including it in the packing cube. Very good reason, in fact. Oh yeah, I have a hairbrush in here, in case anyone was wondering how I brushed my hair. Not that you were. Back to the bag. There's technically more clothing in here. The reason for that being, Iceland obviously was way freaking colder than anywhere else in our trip. We went from Iceland to Prague. Like, come on. Who does that? We do, because I wanted to go to Iceland for a few days. So I took one outfit that I wore all 4 days in Iceland, and this is what it was. So that sweater that I showed earlier was what I wore, and then underneath it, I had this merino wool shirt, which is really nice. It's just like a smart wool one. Kept me warm, kept me dry, kept me happy. And then I had some thermal leggings that I wore underneath my hiking pants. Pants that I wore in Iceland for all of our day trips were these. They're from REI. They're pretty thin. They're definitely more of like summer pants, but with the thermal leggings underneath, they worked perfectly fine. And the most important thing is that they were super comfortable to wear, super easy to wear, and really packable. They're really small to pack. So the reason that I had that stuff not in the packing cube is because I knew I wouldn't need it the rest of the trip. So what I did, packing strategy-wise, was I put it at the bottom of my pack along with the jacket that I brought for Iceland, which I'll show in a second. Put that stuff at the bottom of my pack and then let all the weight from everything else that I would be using for the rest of the trip squish it all down and pack it down and keep it compact. It worked really well for me. It was almost like that space wasn't even taken up because by the time all the weight was on top of it, it was so negligible. The other thing that I have down here that I really have mixed feelings about, you guys, I'm gonna be honest. I still don't know what the right decision is here. I don't know what I would do if I went on this trip again, whether I would take this or not. This behemoth is my 2-in-1 jacket. It's a down jacket and a rain shell by Columbia, and they come apart, which is really nice. And it's kind of a pain. It's like thick, it's bulky, but at the same time, it kept me warm in Iceland, especially when it was raining while we were glacier hiking. So it was nice in that sense, and I think it was essential. Plus, I had this hood, which is really nice. You see, here's like the down jacket part. You can take these apart. I didn't for the trip because I just left it packed at the bottom. But I don't know. I think next time I would consider just taking a separate down jacket and using the same raincoat that I used for the rest of the trip. But this worked well, and at the end of the day, it's never going to be perfect. It's always just the best that you can do at the time. So that is everything in the main pocket. Okay, let's move on to something that I wish I had brought and I didn't, but I really wish I had brought it. Shoes like this, sandals. You can hear my dog barking. Like I was saying, these are something I really wish I would have brought on my trip. These are the Xero barefoot shoes. They are my go-to shoes in the summer, from everything from the beach to just like walking around. They're super, super thin, as you can see, and they don't work for everyone's foot, but they work really well for mine. And I mean, it's the same idea as like Birkenstocks or something like that, or Tevas, Chacos, just something small and easy to pack, something that I could have worn in the shower. Didn't think about that, as many packing lists tell you to do that. I somehow missed it. And I really wish I would have had these just to break up the monotony of wearing sneakers or boots every single day. Throughout the trip, I did add more things to this front pocket. Like sometimes I would put my jacket in there, or a water bottle, or like some sort of souvenir that I had picked up or something, little postcards, whatever. Different things. Now, let's move to the brain of the pack. This is the last section of the pack. Thank you so much for sticking with me. I hope this video is helpful to you so far. If it is, feel free to drop a like below or drop a comment. Let me know what you think so far of my packing choices. And if you want more adventure tips, feel free to subscribe. Let's get into it. In the brain, I kept my sunglasses. I had these little plastic pink ones, super fun, comfortable. I'm not very picky with sunglasses. I always break or lose them, so I just get cheap stuff. One thing I had was a tote bag. Some days I threw this into my bagoo if I thought like, oh, we might be picking up some groceries from the market that day, or if I just wanted some way to carry some extra stuff around. That was what I used that for. And then I also had this, it's the Sea to Summit packable day pack. This I mainly had as like a backup. I mean, it's a good thing to have. I don't think it's necessary, especially with the tote bag. It feels kind of redundant. And I did not use it. I have used it in other trips, but I didn't use it on this one, and I don't think I would take up the space with it again, to be honest. Next, my phone charger. Gotta have a phone charger. I kept it where it was easily accessible so that if I wanted to throw it in my bagoo for the day, I could, or if I needed to like charge on a train or wherever, then it was really easy to access. I didn't have to like open my whole bag in a train station because that is one, embarrassing, and two, just not a smart idea. Finally, last thing, this is the rain cover that came with my backpack. I did end up using this once or twice. Actually, I used it more than that because I think by the end of the trip, I was using this on travel days as a way to keep my backpack, the straps from getting stuck on anything, or keep people from opening zippers if I wasn't paying attention, especially if I wanted to take a nap on like an overnight train or something. I just threw my rain cover on, and it's super nice. The Gregory backpacks come with it. I think other brands sometimes come with it too, but even if you have to buy it separately, I highly recommend having one. Just helps to keep your pack clean and help protect it from rips or tears along the way. So, thank you so much for watching this video. To recap, a couple things, a couple reflections of mine. One, things that I did right. I think I got the shoes pretty right for me, and same with the clothes. At the end of the trip, I picked up this skirt from a little store in Italy. It's very pretty, and I just fell in love with it, and I ended up wearing it several times for the remainder of the trip. So looking back, something I would do differently next time is have like one nice outfit, whether that's like a thin packable dress that I could throw in or a skirt like this. That's something I would definitely do differently. All things considered, it was a success. My trip lasted for 31 nights, and I definitely could have gone a lot longer. Unfortunately, for external time constraints, that was the longest I could do, but I'm hoping to make it out there someday, whether to South America, Australia, Asia, Europe again, wherever, and go for a more extended amount of time, several months. And I think this packing list is a really good start. So I hope it provided some value to you, and I am excited to hear all about your adventures. Let me know what you think in the comments. Like and subscribe if you want to see more adventure tips, gear reviews, and all things excitement. So for now, thank you so much for watching Gear and Go. I'm LK, and rock on.